Every so often, a quarterback who's drafted in the later rounds bursts onto the scene and takes everyone by surprise. They rise from obscurity, challenge conventional wisdom, and lead their team to unexpected triumphs. We've seen the likes of Tom Brady and Dak Prescott, two players who weren't initially on everyone's radar, become household names in the league. These transformations sometimes occur in the aftermath of injuries to key players, giving these unknowns a shot at greatness. And although it's rare, Brock Purdy, the newcomer to the 49ers, fits this mold perfectly. With the 49ers now boasting a 4-0 record under Purdy's guidance, he's swiftly risen as a prominent figure in the NFL landscape. His task? Not just to maintain the momentum, but to steer a team that has both a formidable offense and defense right to the Super Bowl. It sounds daunting, doesn't it? But hang tight as we unravel whether young Purdy has the magic touch to lead them to the pinnacle of success. Imagine being Brock Purdy for a sec. Picture it, you're at the tail end of the draft, holding that quarterback title. Making it to the playoffs in your first year? Yeah, right, 0. Most people who get picked this late are just happy warming the benches, maybe snagging a bit of the limelight here and there. The action, the drama, the touchdown moments, reserved for the big shots. But plot twist, the very last pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, cheekily dubbed Mr. Irrelevant, is none other than Brock. And guess what? Against every expectation, he strutted onto the field and made a name for himself, proving he's anything but irrelevant. What a rookie glow-up! But what's his secret? What makes him tick? And how did he climb from being last on the list to where he stands now? Let's dive into Brock Purdy's insane rise. Born in the warm suburbs of Queen Creek, Arizona, Brock Purdy, affectionately known as Mr. Irrelevant, is the middle gem in the crown of Sean and Carrie Purdy's offspring. He stamped his presence early on, serving as the lead quarterback for Perry High School in Gilbert, Arizona, and piloting them to back-to-back state championships. Though they didn't clinch the title in either attempt, Purdy's leadership and skills brought them into contention with Arizona's best. But don't think for a second that his high school prowess went unnoticed. Earning titles like the Arizona Republic's High School Football Player of the Year and the state's Gatorade Player of the Year, Purdy was on the radar of several college scouts. Rated as a 3-star prospect by many, colleges such as Alabama, Iowa State, and Texas A&M saw potential and extended scholarship offers. However, his encounter with Nick Saban, the iconic head coach of Alabama Crimson Tide, is one for the books. Saban, known for shaping some of the elite quarterbacks in recent history, was brutally honest with Purdy about his stature, arm strength, and accuracy. But here's the twist, Saban's lukewarm feedback didn't sit well with Purdy. Why? Because Brock prides himself on his precision. When Saban called his accuracy average, Purdy was convinced Saban clearly hadn't seen him in his element. And as history now shows, underestimating Brock Purdy might just be a costly mistake. Being a 3-star quarterback makes it tough against big teams like Alabama. Everyone wants to join them because of their top recruiting game. But Purdy chose differently, quickly deciding on the Iowa State Cyclones. Once there, Purdy was on fire. He hailed from St. John Bosco High in California and joined with another rookie quarterback, Real Mitchell. From day one, he trained hard. Other newbies saw his drive and were inspired to join him. He started college as the backup, training hard every day. Then in week 6, his chance came. After the main quarterback struggled, it was Purdy's time to shine. He performed brilliantly, making everyone notice. His passion for the game grew. He trained harder, pushing everyone else to do the same. Next, he played against West Virginia and kept the lead role ever since. One standout play had everyone talking, where he dodged 2 defenders with sheer willpower. The team loved his dedication. With Purdy, the Cyclones had a winning streak. In 2019, he had an amazing year, pairing up with rookie Breece Hall the next season. 2020 saw a change because of Hall, but Purdy's leadership shined, leading them to a Fiesta Bowl win. 2021 was Purdy's peak. With a 71% completion rate, he was on top in the Big 12. After setting multiple records, he eyed the NFL. Despite 100 touchdowns and breaking school records, Purdy wasn't the top pick for the 2022 NFL Draft. The scouts report had doubts. Though he stayed calm under pressure, many thought he lacked the physique for the pros. After the scouts' analysis, a report was released. Many college quarterbacks get told they're not NFL material and won't play much. They might be college stars, but aren't seen as pro leaders. That was Brock Purdy's story. Teams didn't see him as a starting quarterback, maybe a backup at best. It was clear. Scouts didn't even expect him to be drafted, but as the draft days went on, he patiently waited. As the final pick of the draft approached, it looked bleak. But then, the San Francisco 49ers called him with the last pick, dubbing him Mr. Irrelevant. Yet for Purdy and his family, it was a victory. The 49ers already had a new quarterback, Trey Lance, and two more experienced ones, Jimmy Garoppolo and Kenneth O'Brien. Still, they kept Purdy for depth. Purdy didn't lose focus. Like at Iowa State, he dove into learning. His teammate, Dre Greenlaw, admired his commitment. Even with the Mr. Irrelevant tag, Purdy kept preparing, determined to prove he wasn't just a last-minute pick. His big break mirrored his college career. Just like in Iowa State, an injury to a starter pushed him to the forefront. With the 49ers' main quarterbacks injured, Purdy had his NFL debut against the Kansas City Chiefs. The game was challenging, with more misses than hits for him. However, when he played against the Miami Dolphins, he surprised everyone by throwing 210 yards with 2 touchdowns. Then, with Garoppolo injured, Purdy faced the legendary Tom Brady. The game was tight, but Purdy showed his worth, leading the 49ers to a 35-7 win. After the game, he and Brady, who had a similar underdog story, shared a moment. Brady's career was fueled by the times he was overlooked, and it seemed Purdy was on a similar path. He kept winning, leading the 49ers to victories against Seattle, the Commanders, Sin City, and the Cardinals. The young and dynamic Brock Purdy was suddenly the talk of the NFL town. He'd taken over the helm for the San Francisco 49ers, and in no time, he led them to a remarkable 5-0 start. Inside the Niners camp, it was no revelation. From the coach, Kyle Shanahan, to every player in the locker room, they always believed in Purdy's spark. But the outside world, they were in for a shock. With key players like Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle shining in offense, and with Brock Purdy confidently steering the team, the 49ers seemed unstoppable. Yet the real question on everyone's mind was, can Purdy handle the heightened intensity of the playoffs? In the playoffs, every move counts. Every second can lead to a win or signal the end of the season. And Brock, he responded with arguably his best performance ever, clocking in 332 yards and scoring 3 touchdowns. He led his team past the Seahawks and into the divisional playoffs, where they outplayed the Cowboys. This set the stage for an epic face-off with the in-form Philadelphia Eagles. It was like watching a movie. Here was Purdy, a quarterback who less than a year ago was the last pick in the NFL draft, now poised to take his team to the Super Bowl. It was almost too surreal. Just when it seemed like nothing could stop him, tragedy struck. In a twist of fate, the Eagles' Hassan Reddick tackled him, leading to a severe elbow injury. Unable to play, Purdy watched as his team's hopes of reaching the Super Bowl crumbled. The once high-flying 49ers were out of the playoffs, leaving fans and teammates heartbroken. From being branded as Mr. Irrelevant to being the sensation of the 2022 season, Brock Purdy's journey was nothing short of miraculous. It wasn't just about the respect he earned from his team. It extended beyond to rival players, coaches, and countless fans. And now, whispers are swirling that he might be the top choice to start over first-round pick Trey Lance. With the spotlight firmly on him, Purdy faces the challenge of maintaining his top form, especially now that defenses across the league have taken notice. What do you think Purdy's reputation will be in the NFL? Will he be known for only a short time, or will he make a lasting impact in football history? I can't wait to see for myself.